Portugal, officially the Portuguese Republic, is one of the oldest countries in Europe, located in the southwest of the Iberian Peninsula, located between Spain in the north and east, and the Atlantic Ocean to the south and west. The sign of Portuguese presence is still there, and that is why Portuguese is one of the most spoken languages around the world. The Portuguese is one of the most open people to civilizations. The population of Portugal is about 10.31 million. Lisbon is the capital city with a population of nearly 1 million. Portugal has a hot and mild summer from June to mid-September with an average temperature of 23 degrees Celsius, and the rainy season in winter with an average temperature of 9 degrees Celsius from December to February. Portugal is not a small country, but it is concentrated. One of the most affordable places in Western Europe, it has one of the warmest weather and sunny climate. Portugal has a lot to offer from a thousand-year history. The Belém Tower is one of the most famous monuments in Portugal, an icon of the city of Lisbon, as well as a symbol of the age of exploration that took place between the 15th and 16th centuries. The construction of this tower was completed in 1521 as a site, and after about 200 years it was destroyed by the famous Lisbon earthquake, to be rebuilding it again in the form of a tower that is much smaller than the original version, yet it has the same value as the original building, as the Belém Tower in Lisbon, which is also called St. Vincent's Tower, is located at the mouth of the Tagus River, about 2.5 kilometers from the city center, near the Santa Gocha elevator. The construction of the Belém Tower in Lisbon dates back to the late 15th century AD, when it was built to fortify the city of Lisbon and defend it from sea raids. Cocibodrum Hotel. The three-star Cocibodrum Hotel in Portugal is one of the best hotels in Lisbon, which is located in the heart of the city near the Belém Tower in Lisbon, which contains all of the following. The Roman Temple of Évora is a building located in the province of Alentejo in the south of the country. It was once one of the greatest and largest cities in the region, during the control of the Roman Empire over this place, and during which she established a number of temples in it. And among these temples we find this Roman temple, which was built in the year 57 BC, and after years of the collapse of the empire, the Moroccans took control of this area, and at the present time it is very easy to notice the great influence of Islamic art and the buildings surrounding this temple. The historic center of Évora, the capital of Portugal's Alentejo province, was shaped by more than 20 centuries of history dating back to Celtic times. It also fell under Roman control. It still retains Roman ruins. During the Visigothic period, the Christian city occupied the area surrounding the Roman wall, and then it was reformulated. As for under control, Moorish architecture that ended in 1165, further improvements were made to the original defensive system as evidenced by the fortified gate and the remains of the ancient Casbah. There are also a number of buildings from the eras central, the most famous of which is the cathedral, which was completed in the 13th century. But in the 15th century, when Portuguese kings started living in Évora on an increasingly regular basis, the Golden Age began. Roman Temple of Évora. The Roman Temple of Évora was an influential and important monument for the Romans, as it was attributed to the Roman gods Diana, Emperor Augustus, and the Roman god Jupiter, because it was not known that this temple belonged to. Tourism in Portugal is one of the most popular tourist destinations in Europe. This is because it is a diverse tourist destination and is closely linked to the sea. It has more than 800 kilometers of stunning Atlantic coastline. Lisbon, the Portuguese capital, also enjoys a wonderful and privileged location near the mouth of the Tagus River. It was here that the pioneering sailors of the 15th and 16th centuries set sail on epic voyages of exploration, and Portugal has become important in the field of maritime navigation since then. Portugal enjoys a mixture of dramatic northern mountain ranges, with vast rolling plains sun-drenched in the central regions. As for the south, it has some of the best beaches in Europe, fringed by picturesque bays and warm, shallow waters. Stone-built villages are also scattered throughout, as well as cosmopolitan cities with historical palaces. Portugal has a lot of tourism potential, where the beauty of its stunning nature, beautiful villages, delicious food in addition to its picturesque beaches. Summers in Portugal are hot, and you will encounter crowds while in season. Winter, surfers can find epic waves. Spring and fall seasons may be the best for travelers to Portugal. If you are wondering what is the right time to visit Portugal, here is the answer below. The best time to visit Portugal is spring, from March to May. And that is where the country is blooming, pleasant, and in a state of activity after the winter season. You can also visit it in the fall season, between 2 months. September and October, when the sun is still shining, the weather is warm, and the summer traveler crowds are avoided. As for the summer, that is, the period between June to August, the weather is very hot, especially in central Portugal. Braga is the third largest city in Portugal, and no tourism in Portugal is complete without visiting it. As one of the oldest cities in Portugal, it serves as the historical center, and is home to many buildings, old churches. The Braga Cathedral is one of the most important tourist attractions in Braga, as it dates back to the 11th century. You can also go for a walk through the pedestrian street Rua do Sudo. It is the main shopping street in Braga. There you will also find many restaurants, where traditional Portuguese cuisine, in addition to Thai and Indian restaurants. You can also climb the 577 steps of the winding staircase. The city of Naveira is one of the important tourism cities in Portugal. This small, traditional Portuguese town is quiet and relaxing, away from the hustle and bustle of western Algarve. Naveira is 38 kilometers away. It extends over the Galo River and the Rio Formosa Natural Park. Its history dates back to the Bronze Age and was witnessed by the Romans and Moors alike. In the center of Tavira there is a central square adjacent to the Roman bridge, which can